At the very least, we're breaking even on it. I don't care. Lower the price back down.
I am almost homesick for the Florida that I knew growing up in the 90s.
They don't actually truly care about this country.
We don't have to watch that, no. I'll turn off the radio. So won't you wake up?
Hey everybody, if you support the show and you support what we do, you can go ahead and subscribe to us on Substack at Florida Frontier Uncensored for $8 a month. Paying $8 a month, you unlock exclusive articles, you get exclusive videos, documentaries, and whatever else is in the making in the future for just $8 a month. That is one Starbucks coffee a month. If you want to take it a step even further, you can become a founding member by paying $100 annually, and you get to come on the show at some point. Go ahead and subscribe to Florida Frontier Uncensored on Substack for just $8 a month. All right, everybody, welcome to Florida Frontier. Good evening, everybody who is watching. I'm not sure how many people is watching right now, but we're just kind of going to do our nightly segment for right now. And yes, you are reading that right. If we hit 320 subs tonight on this stream, then we will play some gaming like the old days. Everything as far as format or everything as far as settings is going to be the same. We might just pull up a game. I don't know. Okay, look, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've actually played a game. It really has. But overall, though, we're going to be getting into some nightly news. For one, Chud the Builder has been arrested, and he is being charged with attempted murder. He's being charged with attempted murder, which is, honestly, you know what? I'm kind of against that. I'm kind of against Mossad agency. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, what's up? Netanyahu, just, you know, Netanyahu, if you're watching this, I love you, big man. No, I'm just joking. Anyways, overall, though. Anyways, like I was saying, we are going to be going over the Chud the Builder being arrested and being charged attempted murder tonight. Yes, that happened today. Well, I'm pretty sure it happened last night, but news kind of got out today. Anyways, overall, basically what happened is Chud the Builder, being Chud the Builder, went up to people and started telling them, saying, hey, are you about to chimp out? And basically, and look, I don't care, okay? You can crawl up in the corner and go cry about your feelings somewhere else if you don't like my language on the show and you don't like the way I word things, then, you know, you're more than welcome to swipe away, okay, bud? But anyways, Chud the Builder said, hey, are you about to chimp out? Because, you know, being Chud the Builder, he's kind of, you know, trying to provoke some people. And the guy said, you know what? I'm going to fight you. So the guy basically threw the first punch, not Chud the Builder, but the guy threw the first punch. And supposedly the guy tried taking Chud the Builder's gun out of his waist. So what did Chud the Builder do? He unloads a round into the guy. And also, he accidentally shoots himself. Man, you have so much potential being a schizo ASMRist. Okay, man. Anyways, the guy shoots himself. Chud the Builder accidentally shoots himself. And basically, the judge says, hey, this is attempted murder. You had no business calling him a chimp or whatever. You had no business saying he was going to chimp out. Even though the guy threw the first punch, even though he tried to take your gun, even though he almost tried to kill you, the guy could have very well, him trying to take your gun kind of says, saying, hey, maybe this guy's trying to kill Chud the Builder. So Chud the Builder, what does he do? He defends himself. Whether you agree or not with the premise of it, being freedom of speech, right? Because ultimately, look, as much as it might be wrong or immoral, as much as it might be immoral to be a racist, and Chud the Builder is a racist, but by every standard, in every single way, he has the right to be that way, though. He is protected by the First Amendment. He has the right to be a racist. He has the right to go up to a guy in public and say, hey, you better not chimp out. As ridiculous as it might sound, and as ridiculous as it might be, he has the right to do it. So what did the guy do? He tried to he threw the first punch at Chud, and he tried to take Chud's weapon. So what does Chud the Builder do? Chud the Builder unloads a round into the guy. And honestly, I'm mixed on this whole issue. I really am. I'm really mixed on it. I think that Chud the Builder has had it coming for a while, and I've never really cared for him. And look, I consider myself fairly far right, actually. Okay? And I'm not talking about, National Socialist Party or whatever, right? I'm not a socialist, for one. I'm a capitalist. But for two, I consider myself socially and economically fairly far right. Socially, more far right than economically. But I look at somebody like Chud the Builder, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. You're just doing this out of malice. You're doing this out of hate. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the guy has the right to do it. The guy has the First Amendment. And ultimately, he should be protected under the First Amendment to do it. I can walk down the road right now, and a black person can come up to me and, I don't know, call me a cracker. Not that I would really care. I'd just be like, okay, guy, well, go along your merry day. Great. Whatever, right? Ultimately, I just would not care. I really don't care. But the issue with Chud the Builder, though, is he would go to these restaurants. He would go out in public. He would go to the mall. He would go to the store. He would deliberately go up to people. And I'm not just talking about in a public place, right, on public property. I'm talking about in businesses that was privately owned. Whenever you go to a grocery store, whenever you go into a restaurant, even though it's a corporation, the business is still owned by a owner. Therefore, it is a privately owned business. So even though you have all the right in the world to go up to somebody on a sidewalk, a public sidewalk, and you do have the right to say, hey, don't chip out on me, buddy. And you have the right to say, hey, cracker. Yeah, you have that within your First Amendment right. Exercise it as you will. But you don't necessarily actually have the right to, and by the way, whenever I say this, I'm not saying that I want to silence people's words, right? Because like I said, ultimately, I don't care about this whole thing, really. But you actually don't necessarily have the right to go into a privately owned business and do something like that. For example, if the privately owned business has, hey, no cell phones in here, right? Ultimately, if you're on your cell phone, guess what they can do? They can get you trespassed. Even though it's not against the law to be on your cell phone, if you do it within a private business that doesn't allow it, guess what? You can be trespassed and you can be charged for trespassing. Really. And so that's kind of the way I view this whole thing. But anyways, I think that Chud the Builder kind of had it coming to him, to be honest. And like I said, socially, I'm pretty far right. I'm almost as far right as it gets. Almost. Not quite. Almost. But Chud the Builder, he's just kind of ridiculous, man. Like, I look at him, and I'm just like, he gives us a bad name. He really does. Because, you look at people like, not just Chud the Builder, but you look at people like Gypsy Crusader. Come on, man. And by the way, Gypsy Crusader has his reasons on why he's like the way he is. If you don't know the story about Gypsy Crusader, he used to be campaign for Trump, and basically his family got jumped, and his family got ambushed by BLM, people who was within the organization of Black Lives Matter, and ultimately those people of that organization was going after his family, showing up at his mother's house. and then telling Gypsy Crusader at the time, saying, hey, if you don't drop out of the Trump campaign or whatever, if you don't stop being racist, then we're going to kill your family, right? And so Gypsy has his reasons on why he's like that. But ultimately, though, Gypsy, and two wrongs don't make a right. That's kind of where I stand on this. Two wrongs don't make a right. And, excuse me. And so, I look at this whole thing. I look at Gypsy Crusader and Chud the Builder, two very similar people. They both purposely try to provoke people for content. They do it all the time. And finally, of course, with Chud the Builder being a well-known figure in society, he's literally known for just being a piece of crap. The judge is going to throw the book at him. Whether Chud tried to protect himself or not, the judge is going to treat it as if, it's much worse on Chud's side of the whole deal. Because here's the thing, especially, oh man, can you imagine if Chud the Builder gets a black judge too? Actually, I got to look that up. I don't even know. But if Chud the Builder gets a black judge or a liberal judge, he's cooked. He really is cooked. I'm just saying, man. And a judge is supposed to be independent, but he's cooked, man. And it's crazy. It's absolutely wild. But anyways, moving on into a little bit other stuff. I actually made a post earlier on X, adding Nick Fuentes at it, because I believe that, and look, I love Nick Fuentes, I really do, but man, there's something that I saw earlier that I just cannot get behind. I just can't get behind it. And it's the whole clav. It's the whole clavicular, how do you say his name? Man, I can't even pronounce his name. Anyways, so I know Nick Fuentes just loves clav, right? I know that. I think everybody knows that. But overall, though, this is what I said, and it's true. End quote on my tweet. I said, clav is overrated. True masculinity is by embracing marriage, having kids, building a family, and actually loving your wife. Not making out with random girls at a club that you own. Ultimately, that kind of lifestyle will never lead to happiness. I love Nick Fuentes, and Nick has called out a lot of wrong and a lot of evil in this world, but he also needs to call out clav as well, because clav is leading this generation into an ungodly, sinful life. And I stand by that statement. I will continue to stand by that statement. Ultimately, when like I said, Nick Fuentes calls out a lot of bad things in this world and in this country. And Nick Fuentes, I love his moral compass. But anyways, at the same time, though, I have an issue, though. When you call yourself a Christian and you call yourself a conservative, ultimately, and by the way, the majority of it just has to do with just calling yourself a Christian, by the way. When Nick calls himself a Christian, but yet also promotes the stuff that clav does, as far as, and Nick doesn't advocate for using cocaine, nor Nick doesn't advocate for going to clubs and stuff like that. But Nick kind of glorifies clav and says this guy is really cool, and which people may say he's cool, but I honestly personally don't think that clav is cool, okay? And it's not because I don't pick up girls, it's not because I don't pick up women. I'm happily engaged. I'm getting married later this year. I'm happily engaged. So all those people out there that says, oh, you're just jealous because you can't pick up girls, you don't know how to talk to them, and it's like, no, I'm happily engaged. I'm getting married. And overall, my Christian morals will tell me that that is sinful and it's an evil thing and it's actually of the devil to go to clubs, own a club, actually just owning a club itself, going over there, making out with all these girls, and his girlfriend, Clav's girlfriend, sitting there, borderline almost crying, watching her boyfriend make out with all these other girls at his club that he owns. And by the way, and this is where I think that women are stupid, okay? And I'm not saying women in general are just ridiculous. I'm not saying that they're actually stupid, but a lot of women are stupid on this one thing. They get with trashy guys and then they act like they didn't expect them to be trashy. And I will never understand that, right? It's like there's a radio show I listened to a long time ago, and it became a meme, but it was a clip where the woman was on this guy's radio show, and then said what was it? I got with this guy. We had a baby, and basically he was a deadbeat. He didn't take care of us. He left. He didn't pay child support, and then ultimately his answer back was, "Well, how can you be mad at that? It was your wrong decision. You chose to go to his house at the bar. You met him at a bar. You went and opened your legs to him on a one-night stand, and you got pregnant. And you're gonna blame him when he's a deadbeat." Maybe if you would follow actual, good morals, if you followed Christ, you had good morals, bad things like that wouldn't happen to you in life. Anyways, give me just a second, guys. I will be right back. I'll be like 2 minutes. Hey everybody, if you support the show and you support what we do, you can go ahead and subscribe to us on Substack at Florida Frontier Uncensored for $8 a month. Paying $8 a month, you unlock exclusive articles, you get exclusive videos, documentaries, and whatever else is in the making in the future for just $8 a month. That is one Starbucks coffee a month. If you want to take it a step even further, you can become a founding member by paying $100 annually, and you get to come on the show at some point. Go ahead and subscribe to Florida Frontier Uncensored on Substack for just $8 a month. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I had to go do something real quick. I'm honestly not feeling that great, but I'm streaming tonight because honestly, I need to start streaming more, which I've been streaming every day, but I need to start doing nightly segments more. I really do. And but anyways, going back to the whole Clav thing, I think that it's a bad idea to promote morals such as his to our younger generation that is going to, by the way, is going to be succeeding the country. And I just don't see it being a good thing. I think that Clav is very unintelligent, and I'm not comparing myself to him. I'm not saying I'm necessarily better than him, because we all ultimately fall short to the glory of God. But the problem with Clav is at least I'm not on drugs. At least I'm not overdosing. At least I don't own a strip club. At least I'm not making out with other girls while having a girlfriend. Because for one, I'm engaged, happily engaged. I plan on getting married, having a family, building a good family, loving my wife, having a house. I plan on actually pursuing a godly lifestyle, where, I just think it's a bad idea for our younger generation to look up to somebody like Clav. Anyways, moving on a little bit, in which I'm not going to be streaming for horribly long here. But anyways, going back to X though. Oh man, I actually have an idea that I'm going to be doing as well. And for those of you who are watching, go ahead and subscribe. And by the way, this is probably where I should go ahead and say this. For everybody right now who is watching, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell and go ahead and like the stream so I can get my algorithm out there. I need the algorithm to be on my side, guys. I really do. Anyways, so right now we're sitting at 301 subscribers. I already said if we hit 320 subscribers on the stream tonight, then we might just play a game, okay? We might just do a little gaming stream. It's been a long time since I've done that. It's been too long since I've done that. But I'm willing to do that for a change. But anyways, for two, part of our other nightly news as well is, well, guess what, guys? I am hosting a governor debate. I'm hosting a governor debate around where I live locally. I'm going to have the 5 governor candidates that I interviewed on my channel in the past. I'm going to have them all come together, and I'll be hosting it. But we're going to be doing it in person. Most likely we're going to be doing it in person. And I'm really excited for it. But anyways, we're going to be streaming it. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be a terrific thing. It's going to be a terrific day. But anyways, kind of moving on a little bit. I just want to get that out the way. Anyways, let's kind of look into some X posts, some Twitter posts here. Oh man, let's see. Hold on, what? New York Magazine. Let's see. There was a time not very long ago when Ben Shapiro could reasonably call himself the king of all conservative media. That's all over now, writes political columnist Ron Barkin. Shapiro's company, The Daily Wire, is instituting significant layoffs. Its YouTube channel subscriber base is starting to shrink, and its website has emerged as one of the greatest traffic losers in conservative media. There are Daily Wire YouTube videos now, after a few days online, have less than 10,000 views. Oh, wow. A catastrophically small number for a channel with more than 3 million subscribers. Yeah. The comments all mock the low view counts. If a variety of poor business decisions can be blamed in part for the Daily Wire's fall from grace, ill-fated investments in feature films, an epic fantasy series, and peculiar merchandise, the greater story is the collapse of Shapiro's consistency, writes Barkin. There are two realities to Shapiro conservatism in 2026. It retains a significant foothold among Republican elites, and it is fast being rejected by the future grassroots of the party. I'll tell you, I stopped watching and listening to Ben Shapiro. Stopped listening to him for a long time ago. He is not America first. Ben Shapiro is Israel first. He will always be Israel first. And the way I look at it is Shapiro, if he is Israel first and he loves Israel so much, he needs to move to Israel. Just get out of my country. Anyways, Shapiro is starting to age a little bit. How old is he? I honestly don't even know how old Ben Shapiro is. Let's see. Ben Shapiro age. I know he's getting up there. Oh, okay. He's only 42. Okay, he's not that old then. I just see some gray hair on him now. That's weird. Anyways, you need some sound effects that will help with the subs. Are you talking about when people subscribe to the channel and something kind of pops up that says this person subscribed? I need to look into that. I really do. Matter of fact, I have it right here. I believe it's called CloudBot. I tried to set it up a long time ago, and dude, it just was not working. I don't know why, but it just wasn't working, and I need to figure it out. But anyways, moving on though, I need to figure that out though. I do. Oh, let's see here. New governor poll. Donald's at 37% and Fishback at 32%. Wow, that's crazy. Dude, I'm praying to God James Fishback wins this Florida election. I'm praying to our Lord Fishback wins. Oh, man. What the heck? This guy cannot be serious. Who is this? Gamer, veteran, Christian nationalist, comedian, last year running for president 2028. This cannot be real. Dude, this guy looks Jewish. This cannot be real. I mean, his profile says comedian. It says Beardson28. Beardson. Yeah, no, this is not real. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, guys, there's not too much to talk about. And, you know, I really wish there was more to talk about on the show. I do. And honestly, like if I was talking about the Iranian war, I would just be talking about all over again. You know, I've already explained so much stuff. Like it's really weird, man. It's like I said, I say this all the time. It's like it's Groundhog Day. There's never any new news, man. I kind of just stated. I already said. Shut up. Anyways, I always said or already said in the beginning of the show about the whole Chud the Builder thing. Already went over that. Already went over the Gypsy Crusader. And honestly, man, it's like, man, it's Groundhog Day. It really is. We're at 301 subscribers. So, you know, there's that. So, we're not going to be doing a gaming stream tonight, but it's okay. It really is. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really worried about it. So, okay. I'm going to probably stream. We're 25 minutes into a stream. We're going to look a little bit more into X to see what's on here and maybe see anything that we can address. You know, I don't know. I guess I can kind of see this. The whole two parties, one master, you know, they're both Jewish owned or whatever. I guess I can kind of see that, but it's okay. Dude, this guy. I'm not going to show this on stream. Yeah, honestly, this stream is getting to be boring. It really is. Anyways, yeah. Well, we're not. We're not talking really. Nothing much is going on tonight. So you know what? To do a little bit of a change, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end the stream. I'm gonna see. I would put it up to a vote, but honestly, I don't know if I will. Yeah. I don't know, man. Anyways. We're gonna go ahead and hop off of here. I might stream again in a little bit. Screw it. We might just do a gaming stream, man, honestly. Honestly, man, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to go over. It's same thing every day. Literally, man, there's nothing ever to talk about that's new. Like, can something just happen already in the country? Like, can we... I don't know, man. Can somebody announce that they're running for president or whatever? I don't know. But anyway. All right, guys. If you support the channel, support all that good stuff, and I'm just ready to leave, man. Honestly, I want to go over there, lay down, and watch TV. But anyways, I might, while I'm laying down, I may or may not consider coming back and starting up a stream and putting on a horror game. May or may not. You know, it's kind of whatever. But anyways, if you support the stream or you support the channel, go ahead and drop a subscribe. Man, I can't even talk. Go ahead and drop a subscription for the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like the stream. Pushes out, or it pushes for a stronger algorithm. I can't even talk right now, man. For one, I'm tired. For two, I'm kind of burnt out. For three, there's just nothing to even talk about, really. But anyways, my name is Charles Metcalf. This was Florida Frontier. Man, I sound so enthusiastic right now. Anyways, go ahead and subscribe. I will